So it's all about a tag, and what a tag this is. 25 questions. Can we do this in 25 minutes? Let's go. Hi, I'm Gabby and welcome back to another edition of The Fragrantician, where here on this channel we talk about nothing but fragrances, and it really is fragrances, nothing but fragrances. So in today's edition we are doing a tag video, and although I wasn't directly tagged, I am doing it because I can. So this tag was originally started by Alithia Marie, which I will put her channel down below, which you can see. She is another fabulous content creator here on YouTube. She does amazing filming, so please go and check her out. This tag was then all around YouTube, and I saw recently Dr. Claire Smith, and I'll put her channel down below. She is another fabulous content creator here on YouTube, and she did the tag, and I thought, I'm going to do it. And I said, well, I'm going to do it. So here I am doing it. So here we go. 25 questions in 25 minutes, all about perfumes. Let's go. First question is, how many perfumes? Well, how many perfumes do I have? How long is a piece of string? I don't count my perfumes. I'm not going to count my perfumes. So that's 2. Your favourite fragrance family. Right. So, as you know, I love florals, but I also love florals with a bit of spice as well, with a taste of the Orient in them. So it is hard to define my favourite category, but if I had to choose, that would be it. It would be some florals with some spices. Yeah, I think that would be it. That would be it, yes. Number 3, how many sprays? Well, I overspray. So I do lots of sprays. I'm not one of these that just does 2 sprays. No, I do 8, 10 plus sprays, depending on the fragrance. Some, like Angel, are only about 3 sprays maximum. Other than that, I spray with gay abandon, and I'm proud of it. Number 4, where do you spray? Well, to other people's horror, I actually do spray on my skin. So I do spray around here. I spray all down my arms, all down my legs, behind me, in my hair. If you can't smell me, I'm doing it wrong. Favourite perfume of all time is question number 5. Right, my favourite perfume of all time, well, I have 3. But if I had to choose one, need I say any more? Salome by Papillon. Yes, favourite perfume of all time. My least favourite perfume, well, that is a very, very difficult question to answer. I can answer it easily in another question, but if I had to make a choice, I would say my least favourite perfume is Marc Jacobs Daisy. Boring. Move on. Question number 7 is, how do you store? Right. Well, I store my fragrances here in this dark room. Yes, with no sunlight whatsoever. Away from heat. It's completely away from heat. It's very cool in this room, and it's to my left here, and I have all my fragrances stored for my pleasure. Question number 8, why did you get into fragrance? I've always loved beauty, I've always loved nails, I've always loved anything that makes people feel good about themselves. So fragrance I've just always loved. I've always been naturally drawn to it. I love smell. From a very young age, I was so inquisitive with smell. And my grandmother had fragrances, my mother did have fragrances, and I would smell them. And from a very, very young age, from about 4 or 5, I was playing with fragrances. And so it just went from there. I've always had a love for smell, for touch, for taste. When it comes to the senses, I have a sense overload. So it was just naturally drawn to me. Question number 9 is, do you declutter and is there a reason? Yes, I've decluttered. I've decluttered a lot in the past. Recently I haven't. I've been a bit too much of a hoarder. Although I do blame my husband on hoarding, because he hoards not fragrances, but he hoards other things. But that's another story. But yes, I have been hoarding. I did do a fragrance declutter video and I got rid of some, but I've still kept on to some of them actually, because I wanted to. And I have decluttered, and I probably will declutter more fragrances, but I'm very discerning about what I get. Question number 10 is, which perfumes have you totally used up? Well, I have totally used up a lot of fragrances, but I would say the one fragrance that I totally use up and I repurchase, well, is Angel. Another one I've used up and I repurchased is Midnight Poison. Another one I've used up and I've repurchased is Pure Poison. I love the Poison line by Dior. There are many fragrances that I've used up. There is one fragrance that I have used up called Laura Bergiotti and Tempora Donna, which I used up and sadly I cannot get. So yeah, those are the fragrances that I've used up. There's too many to mention, too many. Question 11 is, favourite perfume YouTube channels you watch? There's many. Here in the UK, across in the pond and all over Europe. I would say the YouTube channels that I watch here in the UK are Claire Smith, are Smurfy Girly, are The Centurion, Scented Snowdrops, Chantel Tiffany. There's just too many to mention. Across the pond, I would say I watch Bougie Fragrance, Dawn. I watch, who else do I? There's lots. There's just too many to mention. I have my subscriptions which are open on my channel, so you can go and look at see who I'm subscribed to. So yeah, there is just far too many to mention, and the fragrance community is absolutely huge. And yeah, Veronica Says, Scent Siblings, Marcelina, you name it. If there's a fragrance YouTube channel and it catches my attention, I'll watch it. I might not always comment, but I always give a thumbs up, and I watch a lot. Of course, it's our passion. The very first perfume I bought because of YouTube, well, what springs to mind is this little baby, and it is my Burberry Black, and Chantel Tiffany made me buy it. Well, she didn't make me buy it, but it was one of the best blind buys I ever had. My Burberry Black, and it is the Elixir version, not the original, the Elixir. Wow, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So this is the one. Question 13, what is your goal for your perfume collection? Well, unlike others, my goal isn't to build up a huge perfume collection, although my husband would disagree. Because yes, I have a lot more perfumes and fragrances than other people would have. But as I said before, I'm very discerning about what I want and what I don't want. And when I find something and I do want it, I will get it. Ultimately, I want to build up a fragrance collection I use, and I don't have fragrances just sitting there. That is my goal. There are some fragrances on my bottom shelf that are little decants or little bottles, but everything else on the other 5 shelves I wear and I use. So my goal ultimately is to keep on doing that. I'm not one of these people that gets hauls, that buys 5, 10, 15, 20 fragrances at a time. No. Firstly, it's not in my budget. And secondly, well, do you know what? When I see huge fragrance hauls, I'm in awe of it. I really am in awe of it. And that's absolutely fine. But when I want to spend my coin, I want to spend it on something I really want. Not that I think, oh, that might be nice, that might be lovely. That's just not me. As I've got older, I've become a bit more wiser, and I'm not as frivolent as I used to be. So my ultimate goal is just to have a collection that I use, I would say 95% of my fragrances. There are the odd one or two that I don't. But my goal is to use them. That's what my fragrance collection is here for. Question 14, your most expensive perfume you ever bought. Well, I can tell you I didn't pay full retail price for it. I bought Carnal Flower for probably over £100 off the recommended retail price. And it was a good deal. Normally it would be over £200 for this fragrance, maybe 250 for a 100ml of Carnal Flower by Dominique Ropion. Oh, yes. I'm going to talk about this in a future video coming up very soon over Halloween. But this, yes, beautiful, buttery dense flower. Tuberose, you've got to like tuberose. And yeah, this is the most expensive, but I didn't pay retail price. Why am I going to pay a full price for it when I can get it somewhere else at a less expensive price? It just doesn't make sense, does it? Some people do, but no. I shop frugally is the word. Well, I shop wisely. And my husband's happy. Question number 15 is your best blind buy in recent memory. That was a hard question to answer, but I would say Tuiles d'Hermès was a blind buy, and it was the best blind buy. And it is ginger tuberose sandalwood, and it's beautiful and it's stunning. As I said, I'm so discerning about fragrances that I buy. I'm very, very choosy, but I knew I would like this because of the notes, and boy, was I right. So I would say that's the best blind buy that I've purchased, Tuiles by Hermès. I would also say the best blind buy is my Burberry Black, which was a YouTube made me buy it as well. Next question is my partner's favourite scent on me, which may come as a surprise to some. No, it's not DKNY. I asked him this. He came up with this. Dahlia Noir by Givenchy, which I love myself because he calls it a powder bomb, or as he calls it, it smells like baby powder. Now, don't let that put you off. It's a comforting fragrance. It is powdery of the rose and the patchouli. There's a bit of tonka bean in there. Oh, but it is absolutely lovely. I'm just trying to read what... There's mimosa in this as well. Mimosa. But the tonka bean gives it some powderiness. It gives it some powdery facets. Yeah. Beautiful. I love it. He loves it on me. And he said it's strong and long lasting and he can smell it. Winner all round. Givenchy Dahlia Noir. Question number 17 is, if you had a signature scent, what would it be? Well, that is a real tough question. I mean, how tough is that? I could choose Midnight Poison. I could choose Angel. I could choose Bond Number 9 Chinatown. But if I had a signature scent, again, it's Papillon Salome. Oh, What does that say about me? Question 18. Dupe houses. Yes or no? Big fat yes. Why not? I don't care. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. Click off. If you do agree with me, give a big thumbs up. So, yes, I would say doer houses have a... doer. Doer. Yes, because Late Night Venom, if you're looking and you can't find Midnight Poison, is the best dupe for Midnight Venom. It's 99.9% the same, if not the same, when I smell them side by side. So yes, they have a place, whether it's Juliana's Perfumes, whether it's Dossier, whether it's whoever, Doer. The packaging I'm not so crazy on, but the juice inside, love it. Actually, I would say is probably the most expensive dupes out there. There are other cheap dupes out there, but nonetheless, still very good. And I say there's a market for it, not for counterfeit fraud ones. We're not talking about those. We're talking about ones that are inspirations and say they are and whoever, whatever. Yes, dupe clone houses. Yes. Question 19. How often do you wear perfume? How long is a piece of string? I will wear perfume every day. Morning, sometimes evening. Although I like to give my nose a rest sometimes in the evening. But at least every day. Well, yeah, every day. Unless I have a huge bad migraine and then I can't wear anything. Cannot wear anything at all. No, just can't. But yes, every day. Question 20. The last perfume I let go of and why? Well, I've let go of several. And I have sent a fragrance and she still hasn't got it yet. But it was Gucci Rush. And if this particular person doesn't get it, I will be mortified. So yes, the fragrance I got rid of was Gucci Rush. Couldn't deal with it. Right, the next question is my perfume wish list and what would I most likely buy? Well, I have a fantasy wish list for those Tiziana Terenzis. But I would say Delina Exclusive is on my wish list. Bengal Rouge and Spell 125 are on my wish lists. Flower Bomb Nectar is a big one on my wish list. Organza and Essence is on my wish list, but that's so hard to get off. What else is on my wish list? Chanel Chance is on my wish list. The Eau de Parfum or the Eau de Toilette. Jules Aimad Stairway to Heaven is on my wish list, I would say. There's a couple of Sarah Bakers on my wish list. That's a niche brand. There's so many. There are so many. But yeah, you name it. I'd like it, but there we go. It's so difficult to go down that rabbit hole. But they are on my... I won't get all of those, but there are just a few on that wish list that I know I will get because I've either smelt them or tried them in the past and loved them. Next question is the perfume that everybody loves but you seem to hate. Baccarat Rouge 540. Question 23. Your favourite thing or things in perfumes in general. The smell of fragrance. The ability to smell and the ability and the fortune of just being able to spray a fragrance and feel a mood, whatever particular mood it may be, a mood enhancer, a mood changer. Psychologically, it changes your well-being. I love all of that about fragrance, the memories, the scent memories, where it transports you. The fragrances that actually you can recoil in horror, but still appreciate it. But even though it might not be for you, And really fragrances that we live in a world where we have that ability to be able to smell a fragrance and enjoy it. And it's not a luxury. Fragrance should not be seen as a luxury. It should just be seen, and there are budgets for everybody. And if you want to wear it, wear it. If somebody says, oh no, I can't wear that fragrance, only for a special occasion. Well, that occasion may never come. Wear it. End of story. Move on. Next. I actually got to say, as a side note, I found the best blind buy. Trussardi Donna. Even though the bottle was dropped and it broke. I didn't break it, by the way. Or I didn't drop it. So Trussardi Donna. The best blind buy. And I don't blame you, Marcy, at all. So the penultimate question, are you a blind buyer or do you try? I've blind bought in the past. No, I don't. I try. My husband says I am very trying, but that's another story. And the very last question is, if you could have your own fragrance, what would it be? What would the notes be? Oh, and that's quite a tall answer to tell. It would have to have a floral aspect in. It would have to have a spicy aspect in. I think something with rose or jasmine, myrrh or frankincense, with some citrus notes at the top, bergamot, because I do like bergamot, something with jasmine or a floral aspect, and something with myrrh, frankincense and patchouli. Those, oh, and maybe even animalic. Put a bit of castoreum or hyraceum in there, just for good measure. That's perfect. Perfect. Because I do like skank. Boy, I love skank. So those were the 25 questions. And I'm pretty sure I've covered it all. If I haven't, then I do apologise. But there we go. Until next time, be young at heart, stay young at heart, be foolish, but ultimately be happy.